Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 140. Yes, you've stuck with us for that long of the Studio House Live Q&A. My name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew, and I'm out of focus. Well, there we go.
You're in focus now. It's all good. Welcome everyone to another week of Studio Rats Q&A madness. We never know quite what's going to happen on these things, and up until about 30 seconds ago, Paul was about a minute and a half behind in latency terms, but it's all good now. Apparently it's all fixed. I'm one kind of wife beater in, and I've got another one ready to go because, quite frankly,
people might not know what wife beater is in the US, so it's a bit of a are we allowed to say things like that anymore? Probably not.
I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. So wife beater or Croydon juice, Stella Artois. Stella Artois.
Artois. Isn't that Mickey Flanagan?
Probably.
Hope you're all well out there in internet land. It's been a bit of a mad week, and it's going to only get madder. We were in sunny Manchester over the weekend with our dear friend and colleague, Mr. Larry North, and a few other guys, and about 5,000 cheerleaders. You know, I'm still a little bit knackered, I suppose is the right term from it. I'm just a bit exhausted.
Yeah, I was all right actually. I started work yesterday afternoon, so I was doing some stuff yesterday afternoon. I did a full day today, so it's all good.
Yeah, I got back into it Monday afternoon when I got home. Did a full day yesterday, got a full day today. Had a gazillion meetings ready for the guitar show this weekend, which is all looking exciting.
Fantastic.
I have about 1 million pedals to try and learn how to demonstrate. And some really rather lovely guitars to play with, which is great. So that should be fun.
What have you got? What guitars you got to play with?
Oh, that Danish brand that I can't remember the name of now. Yeah, the Danish, the ADG distribute. I can't remember what they're called. I can't remember. They're very nice. I played one in Germany when I was over there for some testing stuff, and it was really nice.
Fantastic.
So looking forward to playing that with some really nice effects pedals and stuff at the show. I'm taking some tracks so I can sort of do some backing tracky stuff, and people can hopefully listen and go, oh, he's a god. Possibly not. What have you been up to?
Right.
In fact, I know what you've been up to because
you know I've been up to. No, I tell you what. So apologies to everyone for last week because I couldn't talk about the Tonex pedal because it's under embargo, so we couldn't talk about the Tonex pedal. But I think everyone knew that was coming out, so the Tonex pedal came out last Thursday.
It's a bit good, isn't it?
It's so good.
It's a bit of a monster. I was quite upset to find that when it went live, no one had switched the ordering. That it wasn't available online. You could not find it in any of the stores online. It took a couple of days before it started to appear as an item that you could pre-order.
Oh, right. Oh, that's a shame. Yes. They missed a trick on that, didn't they?
Didn't they, though?
But it's one of those things. It's just going to sell like hotcakes. It's just
for the money. It falls into that category, no-brainer, which is always a dangerous thing to say out loud, but it really is. I was really impressed. I was thinking the other day, should I buy another Quad Cortex and give it another chance?
No.
And I think the answer is no. When that came along, I went, yeah, I'm just going to get that for 400 notes, whatever it is. 399, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't do what the Quad Cortex does.
No, but I don't need what the Quad Cortex does.
Right. Yes.
I'm thinking, have a 4 or 5 amps profiled in there.
Yeah.
Are they allowed to use the word profiled? Because
no, it's called tone capture.
Tone captured, yeah. Because obviously, it's a bit like Slate earning the virtual microphone phrase.
Oh, right. Yes. I'm trying to find out exactly. I've got some notes somewhere that tells me exactly what we're allowed to say, what I was allowed to say, and what I wasn't allowed to say. But yes, I think it's called tone capture.
Makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, it is quite funny what the phrases that are copywritten by certain brands, and you are and are not allowed to use. But that thing's amazing, and they deserve to sell about a gazillion.
Yes, and they will sell about a gazillion because it's really good. It's really bloody good. Right.
So lots to get through tonight.
Yeah, we've got lots to get through.
Lots to get through.
A couple of new purchases. A couple of things to show.
Mine aren't very exciting. I can show you one of mine.
Right.
Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
This is in response to us getting abuse about SPL meters on phones. I thought I would put one in permanently.
Look at that.
There it is. There it is.
How accurate are they?
Well, it's A-weighted. So it's an A-weighted meter. So it's the lowest level of the Fletcher-Munson curve. So it's most sensitive at mid frequencies, and it tails off either end.
Okay.
I mean, when I play drums, it goes to about 115, 120.
Oh, God, it's bad for you,
and that's quite a distance. It's not quite a distance, but it's it's not exactly next to it.
Yeah.
It's a good 6-7 meters away.
Yeah,
and it's still bloody loud.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think for amps and stuff, it'll be for amps. It'll be quite exciting. So we instead of having to have a separate shot, you can have it all in one shot, and you can see what the. Yes, yep. I know that Pedal Show do a similar thing, but to steal from one source is plagiarism. To steal from many is research. The other thing I bought, which is not very exciting, but in run-up to our NAMM trip.
Oh God!
Oh, right.
Go on. No, go on. Get it done. So I'm trying to do it. Don't switch off, guys. Don't switch off. James is showing some piece of camera equipment.
Trying to slim down the camera rig for NAMM so we can just be run and gun and do the whole guerrilla recording thing. So I got this little box with this little thing that I can mount 2 mic receivers on, so we can be radioed, so we can always be like talking and stuff, and not have to worry about cables everywhere. And that just mounts on the hot shoe of the camera, light on top, job done. Nice and sweet, nice and compact. We like that. That is what I've bought this week. Now you can talk about exciting things like guitars.
Okay, so should I show my pedal board? I've done a video on this actually.
Ooh.
I'm gonna show everyone what this is because I've got something to show on this. So this is the God.
Nearly.
This is the Tonex pedal board that I've done.
Nice.
Why does that look wonky? That looks wonky.
It does, doesn't it?
It does, but it's not. I wonder what's going on there. I have to look at that. So the thing I want to talk about. So I've done a video on this, sort of showing, because I was getting loads of questions with people saying about the Tonex not having an effects loop in it.
Right.
And loads of people saying, "Oh, I'd buy it, but it hasn't got an effects loop." And it's just, and there are so many reasons why you don't really need an effects loop with the Tonex. So I've done a video explaining all that, and also demonstrating it with sort of pedals before it and pedals after, and effects afterwards.
Yeah. To
show why you don't need it. But the thing I wanted to talk about is this. If you can see it.
Yeah. The Focus Fuzz.
Right. This is it's a fuzz pedal by the Great Eastern Effects Company, based not far from you actually, in just outside of Cambridge.
Right. Yep. Just up the road.
Yeah, just up the road. And so this comes out on Monday.
Yeah.
I've had it for a bit of time.
It comes out on Monday. Are you allowed to talk about it? Are you allowed to show it?
Yes, because I asked because I wanted to do the Tonex. I wanted to do the Tonex pedal video. It looks good actually. Look, everything's sort of black and silver,
black and white, and matching.
Yeah. And this thing is like the best pedal I've ever played. It's so good.
The best fuzz, the best pedal.
Definitely the best fuzz, without a doubt, the best fuzz. But as a pedal, it's really good. So it's like a fuzz for guitarists that don't, really like fuzz. It's cool. That sort of thing, and it's got loads of clarity, that's the thing I don't like about. I keep saying all this thing I don't like about fuzz, and it's really, really, really good. But the only thing is, so it's got this Russian germanium transistor in it. Is it transistor or diode, or is that the same thing?
Normally a germanium diode, not a transistor. They're quite different.
Oh damn! I said transistor in the video. Are you
Whoops.
sure?
Absolutely positive.
Oh damn! Anyway, okay. So it's got some germanium in it. This little piece of whatever.
Yeah.
And you can't get them anymore. So there's only going to be 250 of these released.
Right. Now,
so
can't get any more because of the Russian embargo, or can't get any more because they don't make them anymore?
I think, I don't know which one. I think they don't make them anymore.
Right. Okay.
So I think he picked them up before.
I know that Chandler, the germanium compressor.
Yeah.
They can't make any more of those anymore for similar reasons.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. So there's 250 of these.
That's it.
And that's it. So
well, there's 249. You've got one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. But honestly, it's so good. It's so good. So I've done a video demonstrating it, which comes out tomorrow.
Nice.
With incorporated inside the pedal board. But I'm quite pleased with that. I think it looks pretty cool.
Is that going to be your gig board, or is that going to be?
Yeah, that's my gig board.
So gig board. So you're not taking the quad cortex, and not the what's it called? The
Yeah. So the Axe Effects is doing all the effects. So doing all the post effects like reverbs, delays,
right?
And all the pre effects are coming from this board.
Wow!
So, and it's all switched via MIDI from the Boss ES5 into the Tonex, out of the Tonex, MIDI into the Axe Effects. Nice. So it all switches, and it's really nice. And there's not a pedal or there's not a modeler that takes pedals better than this. It's so good.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool.
So really pleased with that. So that's the first thing. Let's put that down there. That's heavy. Second thing, I swapped a guitar.
Well, I know that. I know that because I saw it at the weekend. But
I brought it over the weekend. Well, I picked it up. I picked it up on the way to the event. So I swapped the Hulk.
Yeah. I did love that. I know you did. You weren't as in love with the Hulk as I was, I think.
Yeah, I wasn't. It was a nice guitar. It was a really good guitar, but I wanted a Strat as opposed to a
Super Strat.
A Super Strat, because I've got the Sir Pete Thorn, and the Sir Pete Thorn is a better guitar than that was.
Right, that makes sense.
It's a much better guitar. So I swapped it for this.
But it did not look like that when I saw it on the weekend.
No, it didn't. So it had a taut guard on it, and now it's so I changed it over because I hated the taut guard with the Daphne blue. I wouldn't have chosen this color, to be honest. Huh?
That what color do you call it?
Daphne blue.
Daphne blue. Okay. Sorry.
I think it's called Daphne blue, isn't it?
It's sound. I mean, you were playing it through the little
Katana
head, which has got the two little 6-inch speakers or 5-inch whatever they are speakers.
Yeah.
And it sounded cracking in our hotel room.
Yeah, really, yeah. It's really
everybody else because those places are built of Rizzlers. But
yeah, no, it's a really, really great sounding Strat. It's got custom shop. It says CC custom shop 60s pickups in it, so I'm guessing that's Closet Classic pickups for some reason.
I'll agree.
Yeah, and so it's got a couple of things that I didn't like. I don't like the gloss neck, so that might have to come off.
Right. I actually quite like that. I'm not as upset by that because my favorite guitar has got a gloss neck.
Right. Yeah. Fair enough. And I didn't like the taut scratch plate, so I changed that, and I changed all of the knobs and everything just to make it match and stuff. And nice. I think now, I would never have chosen a Daphne blue.
Right. I like it. I actually do like it.
It's a cracking guitar, and it's a closet classic. It's a lush closet classic. So if you look close enough, I don't know if you can show it. If you see all the
just about see the what's it called, the patina, the cracking.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see it's got the lacquer checking, but it's
that's the phrase, isn't it? Yes.
It isn't. it isn't relicked as much as I would normally go for. So
give it a couple of weeks, it will be.
Yeah, but I've already given it a couple of smacks, to be honest. So it's already look. I did that today. If you can see it, where is it? There. It's got a little dent.
Can't really see it.
It's not focusing, is it?
It's how you play it. It's not a piece that you put in a cabinet.
No. I'm quite looking forward to relicking it on my own, but not being precious about it, just like sort of throwing it about and relicking it.
Yeah,
not naturally, but
do you think that'll be a gig instrument?
Yeah, I'm not. I don't really take out Strats for gigs, but that one I might, because it sounds really, really good.
Cool.
It's got a bit more poke in it. It's a bit more Telecastery.
Should we get to some questions? Here we go. Boom. Go.
Hold on. Is that the first question?
It's the first one.
I can see Burning Sensation's the first one.
No, this is before Burning Sensation.
Is it? Oh, how come I can't see that? Okay. Ben says, what settings did you use on your capture of the cub on Tonex? If the cut was on, any way you could do one with it off? The cut was on. I don't know. I can tell you actually. I can have a quick look.
Have you still? I thought you got rid of the cub.
The cut was on. Yeah, no, the guys proved to be a bit of a.
Oh, okay.
No, the cut is on.
Right.
You really don't want a capture of the cut off. But anyway, also curious, how long do standard and advanced captures take for you these days?
Hours, isn't it?
Well, it's okay. With my old computer, I had a 2017 iMac Pro, and that took 2 hours, I think, for the processing. But I think with the new computer that I've got, I think it's all about the GPU, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because it farms out data intensive processing to GPU, because that's what GPUs are good at.
Oh, well, it's graphics though, isn't it? GPU.
Yes, it's like mining is done with graphics cards. It's all about heavy data use.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So yes, so I don't know. I haven't done any captures with the new computer. So with all the processing, so I don't know, Ben, I'm afraid.
Okie doke. Moving on. Boom.
Burning Sensation. Have you ever had a burning sensation, James? You must have done. You worked on cruise ships.
Not for some time, no.
He says, "Hey guys, just discovered you recently. I wanted to tell you how much I love this channel. Hope you stick around and keep doing what you're doing. Cheers." Cheers, Burning Sensation. I'm sure that's his real name. That wouldn't be a good. What do you christen your kid? Well, Burning
Sensation. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. So you're all right. There we go.
Yeah, thank you, Burning Sensation. Jeff Cook says, "Happy Thursday morning from Brisbane. We have to endure rain and shiver through 29 degrees centigrade, but we'll manage somehow. I hope everyone's well." Wow, that's Hey, mind you, our summer's coming and your winter's coming. I know it doesn't really get cold over there, but
it does, but not to the same extent.
No, God, I can't wait for summer and spring.
Yeah.
Pet says 2 rats for the price of 1. Chin chin, lads. Cheers, Pet.
Indeed.
Safey said, "Good evening, Paul and James and chaps. Evening, Safey." Lindsay, evening, chaps. Hope you're both well. Looking forward to catching up in Birmingham this weekend. Beers at the ready. There we go.
Sounds good to me.
Chemical Pete, howdy y'all.
Well, Larry North's in the house.
Larry's here, and he says, "Evening, team. Everyone got their Tonex pedal now, I hope. Is it even out yet? Is it? And are they in the shop?
3 weeks, they say, for delivery.
3 weeks, okay. Fair bit of content I can shoot in 3 weeks.
Yes.
Daniel says, "A cloudy 26 degrees in North Carolina. Warm for this time of year. Nice. Mr. North Howdy," says K Michael P. Evening all, says Chris. Pet says, "Just had a banana beer." I can't remember banana beers.
Banana beers.
Yeah, they do. They do them in Holland. You can get banana. It's probably a Dutch.
Oh, that was crazy Dutch catch. Yes.
Dutch. Good evening from MSX. Evening, MSX. Funky bassist, Croydon Juice. It's only because I come from Croydon, so unfortunately, I'm not proud of it. But
You can say it being a locale.
Yeah. Hello all, Bogeyman. Huh?
A native,
yeah. Shepherd, evening all, evening Shep. Salutations from Ray Angel. Stephen says, hi there, hope everybody's absolutely fine. And to you, Stephen. Stefan, sorry. Matt from Distant Sun Studio says, hi everyone, happy Wednesday, rap fans. Hi, Matt. Mr. McGuillen's in the house. Get your plectrums out. There we go.
Zing!
There we are. These are the lovely plectrums that Dave McQuillan makes. Go and buy them. He's got a Reverb store, and you go and buy them on there called the Highland Plectrum Company, and they are fantastic.
I used mine on another video this week on an acoustic guitar. It's awesome. If you ever want to make an acoustic guitar cut through,
well, there we go. There's your video. Maestro 1, evening all, evening Maestro 1. Stefan says, hoping for some Tonex pedal into the amp information. It's not really my thing. I think someone will do that. Because I'm trying to think how you do it.
You're going to go power amp straight into the power amp section, aren't you?
Yes, but then you've got to
go into the effects return on your anything with a loop. Sure. The effects return.
Sure, but you've got to knock out the speaker simulation.
Yes, yeah.
And the way that Tonex does that is a bit more complicated. So yes, you'd have to use one of those capture devices with the Tonex capture,
right,
to do that. Andrew Blomley says, hi all. Hi Andrew. Sebman, hello from Nashville. Hi Seb.
I so want to go. When next year, when NAMM is back in January, and we go to that, I want to go to Summer NAMM in Nashville.
There we go.
Because I've not been. There's 3 trips I want to make next year. Winter NAMM, Summer NAMM, and I want to go to Sweetwater Gear Fest.
Yeah.
Because I think 3 American trips, that's going to work well, isn't it? That's going to go down well with the other half.
Yeah. Richard says, good evening, gents. Evening, Richard. Aaron Schultz says, Quad Cortex is an all-in-one. Can't compare them really. Okay, I see. I've got some opinions about that.
Well, then,
I think you can compare them. What have you got? Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to pick something up. You're going to show me something. I think you can. Okay, so James and I both had Quad Cortexes. We didn't like the feel of the Quad Cortex.
No,
there's something, and unless they've improved that over time, which is they could well have done. This doesn't feel like a Quad Cortex. So to me, it's yes, the Quad Cortex does a lot more. I don't think everyone's been and I don't think people have been very impressed with the effects inside the Cortex. The Quad Cortex, I quite like them.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah,
it just didn't. It didn't feel nice.
No.
And it has to, you have to have the feel, and it has to feel great when you play it, and it didn't.
They might have changed that. They might have changed that. But the thing that you can't compare, the Quad Cortex is, how much is it now? 1,500-1,600 quid, probably plus.
I saw a secondhand X demo for 1,499. I was like, hang on a sec, they're only that new.
No, I think they've gone up.
Have they?
So, yeah, the Tonex is 499.
Mm-hmm.
You can then go and buy some effects. Go and buy an effects unit that's fantastic. Something like a Boss GT1000. Just use the effect on the Boss GT. Fantastic effects. So you've got everything there. So you've got your amp modeling, like similar to what I'm doing with the Axe effects.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's the way to go.
Nice. Let's do that then.
40 Watt podcast. Nice to have you along. Do you listen to the 40 Watt podcast?
I don't.
Well, you should.
I now feel I should.
You should. It's part of my running regime. The Tonex is going to eat the QC and Kemper for lunch. For those that just want to get into amp capture, Line 6, Universal Audio, and Boss have taken too long. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because it's the price is right. They've got the prices right. With the Tonex, they've just got the price right. People are going to go mad for it.
Yeah, they've realised, sell a lot of them, create a community, create a user base for your product that you can sell other stuff to.
Yes. Yeah. Good evening, Paul and James. Question to Paul: do you have any favourite master builder at Fender Custom Shop? Regards, William. I've tried quite a few. The ones that I've got Ron Thorne. I get confused which one's which.
Is he no relation?
Huh?
No relation?
No. No, that's the Ron Thorne. That's really nice. And then who's this one? And I've got this one, which they're so hard to read their signatures. Greg Fessler, this one. So yeah. I think they're all great. I mean, they have to be good to be the master builders. So I don't think you'd ever buy a master built Fender and go, oh, I wish I'd have chosen that builder. I think the only thing that I would say is how you like the way they do things. So, for instance, if you like quite blingy, gaudy, I would say, looking guitars, then you go for, who's the guy with the Eastern European name or Russian name? Denis Galusko, whatever his name is.
Right.
You go and buy one of his guitars because he tends to make them quite gaudy is the wrong word, but like a bit pimped up.
Right.
Lots of gold stuff everywhere. Anyway, that sort of stuff. And some of them are really known for their relic work, and some of them are really known for different things. But I'd say you'd be happy with whatever you went for.
Cool. At this point,
Mr. Moxie, thank you, sir. He says, what do your favorite vocal guitar melodies have in common, and what's your best music goal achievement? Look at that. God, these are good questions, aren't they? My favorite vocal guitar melodies have in common simplicity. I can't stand me and James are going to fall out over this, but
do you know what? I don't think we are.
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, I don't, but I don't think we're going to fall out.
Okay, so jazz. I was listening to something on the way up to Manchester at the weekend, and some jazz came on, and I was like, "Oh, this is really nice." And it was like, I can't remember who the singer was. Anyway, it was a singer and sound like a 3-piece, so drums, sort of keys and sax or something like that. Yeah. Maybe 4-piece, maybe bass. And it was almost feels to me like with some jazz stuff, it's like how many notes can we get in there? And I know some sort of
that a lot of jazz is how many notes can we squeeze in?
And it's almost like considering that jazz is supposed to be the ultimate musical discipline, it sounds to me like it's the exact opposite. Where someone starts playing and then so someone's doing a solo and then someone else starts playing over that solo, and it almost feels like they start fighting with each other. I can't get my head around it. So
getting that first question. I like the melody to not be predictable. You know how most pop music these days, you know where the chord progression is going to go, therefore you know what the melody notes are going to be. You just do. Sure. They're not going to try and catch you out. Whereas there's a few artists out there, and most of them are the more traditional type of artists that will write stuff and you go, oh, that didn't go where I expected it to, and I like that. I don't
like Sting, I guess.
Yeah, Sting's a great example of that. He doesn't always do the predictable. It always works, but it's not always. Oh, for God's sake, we've gone 4-5-1 again.
See, I quite like sort of pop stuff. I like simplicity. I like stuff that.
But Sting isn't complex. Sting to me,
some of the stuff is.
Yeah, but I like Sting makes clever stuff easy to understand, and that's cool. That's Sting's thing.
Yeah. Best music gold achievement. I think I always wanted to record a mix at Abbey Road, and I did that. God, how long ago was that? My God, I reckon that was 6 years ago. Did an album at Abbey Road, which was really nice to do. Yours?
I think it would be my biggest gig to date, my biggest gig ever, which was must be
Dog and Duck, Bexley Heath.
The Dog and Duck Bexley Heath to 25 people in the saloon. No, it was the 100th anniversary Scout and Guide Jamboree at Highlands Park in Chelmsford, and we thought that the setup to the gig was, we'd been booked to do a Scout gig, so we were expecting to turn up to the first Chelmsford Scout hut and play to 25 kids and go home with 50 quid in our pockets. And we get there and we end up playing to 48,000 people on a huge stage, which the following week, or like 2 or 3 weeks later, was the V Festival stage. And it was the greatest gig I've ever done.
Wow.
It was absolute off the chart. And I've been dining out on it ever since.
Nice one. That's brilliant.
Cool. So
cheers,
yeah, good questions. We like that. Come on,
music nerds.
Yes.
Oh no, sorry, no.
There we go. There.
We have to go back, don't we? So Al says, just put in my order for the Strymon Cloudburst pedal. That sounds great. I like that. At GAC should be here next week. Have you tried it yourself yet? No, don't get. Strymon are quite funny about reviews and stuff. They're quite funny. I've never been in contact with Strymon, but the guy that makes them, the head designer at Strymon, the guy that owns Strymon, I can't think of his name. He does a lot of the demos, and It's almost like, like when you get a guy that's a bit of a genius, James, and then he wants to, and then because we all work for, we've all worked for these sort of companies, and they want to get involved in doing the videos, or they want to be in the video, and you go, you really shouldn't be making that video, because
Reverb!
there's definitely him. but you know what I mean? What I mean? That it's like someone that's like so intelligent, and they've created this thing that's unbelievable, and but in their head, everyone else is like that, so they can demonstrate this and talk like everyone else is like them.
Yeah.
That's sort of how I feel.
There are some people out there. I'm sorry for taking the mickey out of Stephen, because it's an easy target, and he's big enough and ugly enough to look after himself. There are some people out there who get so nerdy on their demos, and you go, "This is over most people's head."
It's not needed.
No, there's a phrase in demos and things on videos. It's make your presentation benefit rich, not feature rich. Yeah. Nobody cares about the feature. What they care about is how it achieves, how it makes your music better in the music world case. Yeah. How does it make what you do better? Nobody cares how you get there. It's just, what does it do?
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest at this point, we're half hour in, because we're having a little bit of glitching and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, a little bit. I don't, whether it's my end or not, I don't know, but no one's mentioned it yet. They're all just very polite, I think. Should we do a little bit of talking about an event that's coming up in a couple of weeks? See, is that good?
Go on. What's that? I don't know what event's coming.
The next
event. Okay.
The next Gardner Holgate auction. Then I can turn my laptop off and I can stop it from.
That's a good idea. I see what you're doing with this.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Right. So, I have been through the full list. It's a 3-day auction this time. So the 8th, 9th, I think it's 8th, 9th, and 10th of March.
Yeah.
And I've been through and gone, yeah, I fancy some of that. I fancy some of that. 8th, 9th, and 10th. And I'd like to share with some of the things that I've found and thought, now some of this stuff is tech, as in music tech. So I don't expect the masses out there to go, oh, that's a nice microphone, because I'm looking at mics and hardware and stuff like that as well. But there are some guitars in here that I think you'll find quite interesting. Now you're going to hate that, I know.
Yeah.
But if I can pick another one of these up for that sort of dough.
But why? Why do you want another one?
Because I really like the first one. I like how it plays, and I'm thinking, if I can pick this up for 600 quid, say, I'll be very tempted to get rid of the PRS SAS.
Very different guitar, though.
Well, yeah, but no. Still,
show me the other picture. Show me the back. Show me the back of it. It looks tidy, doesn't it?
It looks very tidy. In a hard case as well was always a bonus. Nice finish. It gets a good write-up. Few minor things, but other than that, frets are good, electronics working. Yeah,
I think just for me, I'm just not a massive fan. No, I think your one. I think they sound brilliant. I think your one sounds really, really good, as we demonstrated. Because I was unsure about it, and you brought it over, and I was like, "That's really good."
Yeah,
but I just don't like the look of it. It just feels a little bit like, I don't know. Anyway,
so I have a thing for Ernie balls.
Yes,
I don't have one, but I'd like one.
Yeah.
I like the purple. I liked the purple right up to the point where I read it was a respray. It wasn't originally purple.
Okay, why does that bother you? Can we have a look at it?
Yeah, because I just think,
that's great.
I just think that could be. Should that be something that bothers me?
Look, I mean, if it's a vintage Fender, or if it's a Fender or a Gibson, then yeah. But I mean, look at it. That's not. That guitar's never going to be a. It's okay. That guitar there, is the same as that Eggle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that sort of style of guitar. It's like you're never going to see an Eggle stage on a big stage,
unless you're going to see Nick Kershaw, like I do, because he uses.
Okay, you're never going to see that guitar on a big stage,
right?
You hear what I'm saying? It's like it's not like they're not trendy guitars at the moment. If anything,
of the three, this is the one this is the one that I think is the best one of the three.
Just go back to the other two. Go back to the other two a sec.
Sorry. Let me just do that. Hang on. Oh, come on.
Are they all hardtails?
They're all hardtail. Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
The blue one sounds like it's been dinged and knocked about a bit.
Right.
Which is why it might get the price down.
Yeah.
The purple one is the only one with which is HSS.
Yeah.
But for between 600 and 800 quid, if they stay in that sort of money.
Yeah. They're like how can I put this? They're not the best selling Music Man.
No, because that's a Petrucci.
Yeah, but these ones are like, they're not considered to be, they're great guitars, and they are really, really good guitars, but they're not good sellers, those silhouettes.
Right. Should we look at where it gets a bit more silly?
Yeah.
Right. So I've been after one for a while. I've been after one for a while. A 97 standard SG, 600 to 800 quid. Now, if that stays in that sort of range, I'm having it.
That is fantastic. I love that. Absolutely love that.
Me too. That's an awesome guitar.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Right. Now, I looked at this and went, that can't be right.
Yeah.
But it then said, I don't know if this means anything, with a hairline crack to the lacquer along the headstock scarf joint. Is that a buyer beware, run a mile?
That's interesting because, okay, so I'll explain a little bit about these. I mean, they're really good, James. They're such great guitars.
I'm assuming that means there.
Yeah, exactly. So with the headstock is scarfed on.
Right.
So 2 bits of wood and the headstock is a yeah. There shouldn't be. I can't think of any issue that. I mean, that doesn't sound right. And yes, I'd be concerned about it, but
the price.
Do they show it? Do they show the
No, they don't. That's as close up as it gets. I mean, I can do. Hang on. That's as close as I can get.
It's too blurry.
Yeah, I know. But even here, I can't see it. It's too blurry.
See, it might have had a smack. You don't know. It could have just fallen over and just gone crack.
800 to 1,200 quid for the USA John Mayer Silver Sky. They're giving it away. Or are they? Or am I missing something?
No, I mean, yes. If it's all fine, yeah, no, definitely.
Now,
they are so good, those guitars.
I appreciate this is not your bag of chips, but I've been going on about one of these for so long now. I'd love a proper Explorer.
Oh God!
Look at that face.
That face. The point in it.
I just love. I love the Flying V is way too far out there for me.
Right.
Whereas this, I think it's because I've seen Gary Moore play one, and I love all things the Moore, and I love it. I totally want one.
So what is the model?
It is a made in USA 1997.
So it's not like a custom shop or anything.
No, it's the standard.
I mean, if you can pick that up for 800 quid, fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I just don't get them. I just don't get it. It's like it's too metal. It's 280s metal.
Yeah. So a guy called Ray Renwick, depending on where he's from. There's a whole load of his stuff, and I thought,
is he a brother of Tim?
It could be, because Tim Renwick was with Pink Floyd for forever, wasn't he? Now, if that came up, that's beautiful, isn't it?
They're so good. They're so good, mate. They're really great guitars.
And the estimate is 8 to 1,200.
Okay. Yeah.
Great guitar. And I thought, I haven't got anything with P90s. And again, there's another one of those. Now, why is that?
Tribute.
But why is that so cheap?
Because it's a tribute. And it looks like it's been butchered. Those pickups aren't original by the look of things.
When you say a tribute, what do you mean? You don't mean this is the greatest song in the world tribute?
No. So, so all Gibsons have. There's, think of it like the Player Plus and the Elites and that sort of stuff.
Right.
So the tribute's quite a basic one.
Okay.
It's got the dot inlays, and it's. I think it probably only came with a gig bag as opposed to a case.
It does.
That sort of thing. Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. But yeah, so it's the base. It's the basic model. It's like the. I guess that is it. The Fender Player Series, one of those.
Yeah. So the 97 SG standard
all day long.
All day long. All right.
That's fantastic.
Now, I know you're going to laugh and go, why? But I'm just thinking bass flavors for the studio.
How old is it?
Not old. 2008. Not an old one.
I mean, if that's what you like, I think
there's something fun, another flavor for the studio. And bear in mind, I'm doing a lot of this kind of ye olde worldy recreation stuff with Rex at the minute. Yeah. It would be a really useful instrument to have, a bit like the Dan Electro. Yes. It's not going to come up for everything, but when you need it, you need it. Right.
Oh, yes. Yes. Look at that.
That's a bit lush, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 2005 reissue. It's not, obviously it's not an original one because they would be gazillions.
Yeah, and but also, do you want an original one?
No, because they're more hassle than they're worth to keep them going.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
800 to 1200. That would be a really nice addition.
Oh yeah.
And it comes with a completely pointless plastic case.
Excellent.
Right. So there's another one of those Hofners that I'm thinking, if I didn't get the first one, I might get the second. Now, this, I couldn't give a monkeys about this lot. This is what I'm interested in.
What is it? It's a Blues Breaker. Okay.
It's the reissue, what I call the Tank series Blues Breaker.
Why do you want that?
Because I'm hearing rumors from those in the know that there's not that much difference between that and the one that's available for a small fortune on auction sites.
Okay, but you know that Marshall are redoing the whole pedal line.
Yeah,
so they're doing the Blues Breaker, the Shredmaster, the whatever it is, and they're doing all that.
If I can pick that Pedal Power 2 on its own is worth about 150 quid.
What, new?
Yeah, if they're new. Then if I can pick this up for around about the oneer.
I just don't get it. Why would someone sell a... It just seems like a funny lot. It's like...
Yeah. Someone's just basically... that's someone's ex-wife is going to the garage and has cleared that load of stuff. There's probably 100 quid on eBay in the Dot FX Overdrive Plus and that noise gate. Probably 50 quid, certainly.
Anyway, next ones. Keep them coming.
I'm gonna.
No.
Yes.
God, no.
Now.
Oh God.
Again, after some research, the thing that scares me off this,
it's a pile of shit.
It's an ex-hire, which means it's been used and abused.
Well, it also it's ex-hire, so it's been maintained.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. But if it goes for, 200 to 400 quid for one of the Japanese issue, that's a rare thing. To get them that cheap is quite. You're not a fan, I know.
They weigh a ton. They weigh a ton, and it's
never going to go. It's never going to go anywhere.
I just, mate. Okay.
However.
Oh, nice. Little Silverface. How old is it?
Silverface twin. Now, it's going to go way higher than 600 quid.
How old is it?
70s.
That's going to go way over that.
It's going to go way more than that, isn't it? It just is.
Show me the back.
Oh, hang on, sorry. Oh, no, this is the thing. It's only got GT75s in it. They're not the original.
Taking them out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going to affect the value.
Massively. Same hire company as well.
Oh, look at that. Wow, okay.
Yeah. So obviously someone's getting out. This was silly because it's a Marshall. Oh, no, that's quite cool.
Yeah.
Right. Compression sustainer. There we go. Is the ultimate make yourself sound jazz.
Okay. Or
make your clean sound jazz. Just is. This I thought was quite interesting. Yeah.
Really good.
It won't go for that low though. It won't go between 500 and £1,000. That's going to fly, I think.
It might do. I mean, Dr. Z amps, they were like, sometimes they go for like lots of money and sometimes they don't.
But that's an awesome thing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
If that goes, say, having had a bit of a sell-off recently, if that goes...
No. Dude, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? No. Why?
A friend of mine had one of these, and the thing they do that no other amp does, right? Is you can.
When no other amp sounds shit.
I thought they sounded great because they do a thing that no other amp does. You can't they can blend the clean and the distortion channel at the same time.
You're a blend.
All right. I didn't say I was going to buy it. Right. A few other things. That They're awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't have a crybaby.
Right. Okay.
I've got a Morley, but I haven't got a crybaby.
Yeah.
This lot, purely because it's got the reissue governor, I thought there's an interesting video between old and new.
Yeah.
They compare.
Yeah.
Again, this lot for similar reasons, because it's the governor.
Yeah.
I phoned you about this Lagrange pedal, which I thought was quite interesting.
I haven't heard of that one, but I'm guessing it's a Billy Gibbons pedal.
Yeah. Yeah. A Bogner pedal. MXR Phase 90, because I haven't got one.
Yeah. Yeah. EVH edition one.
Yeah. Blues Driver, because it's standard.
It's great. Blues Drivers are great. Yeah.
This one, because it's got the governor in it again, you know.
What the hell is that Zoom thing? Is that a Zoom? Where is it?
It's a Zoom something. I don't care. It's not what I care about.
Mate, that's a wrong one.
Yeah. Bogner Ecstasy pedal, because how can you lose with
that? I get it. Right. Oh, look at this lot.
I had a bit of an idea.
Yeah.
And I thought this was quite a cool idea. I thought, how about trying to make a guitar like a parts caster from the auctions?
Interesting.
And then just go, right, do you know what? I'll buy some necks and some bodies and some pickups and pick guards and stuff and bits and pieces.
Oh, great. Oh, look at that. Look at that Seymour Duncan set. Little,
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
And they're going, they'll probably go higher, but I thought estimates between 30 and 60 quid.
That's crazy.
That's worth it for one of those humbuckers.
Well, depending what humbuckers they are, but yeah.
Certainly for that Seymour Duncan set.
Yeah.
So I thought there's some legs in that as an idea. Try and get all the bits from the auction and see how cheap you can make a guitar.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, nice one.
And have a bit of and then there are an absolute metric ton of mics and bits and pieces that look quite fun and stuff.
Oh, excellent. Look at that lot. Nice. Yeah, it's good.
There's some cheese in there, isn't there? But I mean, there's some good stuff there too. I really like that. I know I shouldn't, but the one I want is either that one.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
that one.
Yeah,
or the one I actually want is that one.
Yeah, that's a cracker. That one.
Yeah. Cool.
Nice. Brilliant.
So you don't completely want to disown me from my choices, then?
No, I mean, there's not a pointy headstock in sight, which is good.
Do you know what? It was when Kurt was over the other day. I shall do that, and I shall then boot me out because I'll leave that because that's just a bit scary. What was really funny was Kurt was saying to me how much he is pointy headstock man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'd be pointy headstock all day long.
Right. Okay.
And he was like, that's not, you haven't got anything in the studio that he identifies as pointy headstock rock and roll metal guitar. And I was like, I know.
That's because the 80s are finished.
Yeah, but there's nothing in the auction this time of any real quality that is particularly 80s metal pointy guitar.
Excellent.
So yeah, basically you lot out there, please don't bid on the stuff I want. Even though I have now identified all the stuff that I want to the world. Yeah. But I thought that there's a little bit of fun. There's a whole day of just guitars, a whole an afternoon of memorabilia and stuff and cool things. I like that Marshall light, but that's one of those things that's going to go stupidly high.
I'd love that as well. I'd really like that. I think
there's an orange one as well, which I quite liked.
I think just going back to the silhouettes and the Petra Giggle, I just don't think they're ever gonna. And I know you're not doing it to make money.
See, I'm clearly not doing it to make money. At which point, Paul gets cut off hilariously, which means that the camera that he's using, to broadcast the stream has run out of battery. Love that. He's about to diss my choices and his camera runs out of battery. So before we get any more into Paul dissing me, I'm going to carry on. So there. Boom. Aaron Short says, I like the quad. I like that the quad has models and captures as well. Great unit. Agreed. Paul and I had a very early one with very early software. Hopefully it's improved. It just didn't feel nice. And when the opportunity came for me to sell it at, no loss, I moved in and sold. Hello again.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Did your camera die?
Yeah. The battery went on the camera.
Oh dear.
So I've had to pull out the laptop. But anyway, I'm back.
Yes. I just thought it was fate and the great Almighty saving me from a Paul Drew drilling about my choices.
No. I'm just saying that I don't think those guitars you're ever gonna, if you buy them and you don't really want them, they're going to be quite tough to sell, I would say.
But as we all know, I don't sell instruments.
No, that's fair enough. Yeah.
What was really funny is there's no real Super Marshall deals in there. There's no DSLs, TSLs to be had.
Right. Okay.
Because I having had a reasonable amount of success at passing those on.
Yeah.
If those come up again, I'll flog one on again.
Nice.
The DSL is coming back to me tomorrow. I'm going to Steve's to get it after it's it was a fuse. I mentioned that last time, but it was a fuse. And I'm going to get the Music Man back, and that's going to go in the rack of loveliness. So anyway, let's carry on. Let's carry on.
Ned says, "Good evening. I finished my pedalboard a few months back. It feels boring not to buy, sell, and build, but it's fun to play." Yes. Yeah, there's a definite thing about excitement when getting new. I don't know about you, but I build a pedalboard, Ned, and then I get another pedal, and that's then got to go on the board. So the pedalboard is constantly. You never actually build a board; it's just constantly changing.
I actually thought that I was going to have an input board, like a preamp board, if you like, and a loop board, like my modulations and stuff. And do you know what? I think that whole idea has actually gone out the window. I'm going to strip them all off, and I'm going to have the boards there with a whole lot of patch cables. And when I want to use something, I'll just patch it in.
Exactly.
Because I like the idea of having everything set up all the time, but it makes it completely impractical.
You should just get like a mass of Velcro on the wall.
Well, I've got those. I've got the Tatrix gobos that I can stick loads of stuff to that and just go.
Oh, excellent! Yeah, do that. That sounds good.
Boom.
Michael Vondenhoff says, "Just an idea. Could you talk through a pedal for us to guess which one?"
Right, you do that.
How do you mean? Go on, explain to me. Explain to me.
Well, I'm guessing he's thinking, talk about a pedal, and then the masses have to guess which pedal. The problem is that the comments are so far behind where we are. Yeah, that would be quite a challenge. Maybe we should do a live stream just on that, something like that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea, and it's a great idea, Michael. But let's do that. Let's do that as a feature where we plan it, and then we get it done so we can see the comments.
Great idea. There's only one problem.
Go on.
There's only one problem. I'm 2 beers in, and I absolutely am busting for a wee.
Jesus, it's like having a toddler.
Yes. No, the toddler would have just done a wee on the floor. So give me 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay. Let me just find out where we are, and then
can you drive from there? Guess you can. You're logged in.
I'm just trying to see where we are. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Right.
Matt from the Sun Studio says the software. Like a 5-year-old. Matt from Distant Sun Studio says the software update for Tonex has made it even better. Incredible to capture with. Oh God, have I missed out on a software update? Oh God, I better check that. Cheers, Matt. Thanks for letting us know. Aaron says, what did the software update add? So Matt's asking, Aaron's asking as well, Matt. Again, Michael Vondenhoff says, when you can, lift your pedal board with one arm. You do not need more pedals. It's true, mate. I do not need any more pedals. Like literally, I've got I mean, I can show you. I've got my laptop. If I do this, all of these cupboards here, and there's a few of them, are all full up with pedals. There's about, I don't know what, probably 150 pedals in there at the moment, which is, it's one of the joys of doing this job, actually, because you get sent stuff to review and yes, I've got a massive collection of pedals that when I move to my new place, I'm going to try and display them on the wall if I can, do something like that. Okay, next one. Braxel says, you like the Tonex pedal better than the Quad Cortex? I do. The Quad Cortex, as Aaron said earlier, the Quad Cortex is different. It does different things. Like, you know, the Quad Cortex has way more effects and you can do way more with it. And you can capture on the Quad Cortex pedal, but you can't capture on the Tonex pedal. You have to use the software, but it comes with the software. Personally, I would buy the Tonex pedal over a Quad Cortex because then I can have the effects that I want. And I know you can add onto the Quad Cortex, but I can buy like another effects unit and have that with the Tonex pedal, which is what it's designed for. And it just takes pedals incredibly well. Shep says, interesting update from UA. No longer need to be attached to Apollo in Lunar. Ah, that's good news. That's really good. Gosh, that's a really good thing.
Hi.
You hear that, Ken?
I did. I didn't know that was the case. I didn't know that Lunar was now working non-UA hardware.
Right, isn't it?
It's a bit of a turnaround.
It is a mass turnaround.
I mean, it's a probably reverse beep, beep, beep.
And you wonder how they're going to do it now then. How are they going to do it? How are they going to say, well, you know, you have to use our plugins to...
Well, you don't. Because you use native plugins.
Yes, but so what? They're just going to give it away for free? They're just going to do Lunar for free?
Wouldn't it be...
You know, what's their business model now? Because the whole thing was to use Lunar because then you bought an Apollo.
Yeah.
It costs a lot of money. So yeah, no, it'd be interesting. That's we should find out some more on that.
Well, I'll try and load Lunar up on this machine without anything UA attached.
Yes. Next
hold.
We have to get the update. Nolan Strong says, I had sent you a text. Maybe if you get this, would you mind telling me the action heights on one of your Fender custom shops or your Sir guitar? They look like they play like butter. Oh, sorry, Nolan. I didn't get that. I don't know what happened. Sometimes send me a text. I'm guessing you mean like a Facebook message or something. In which case, maybe it's going to spam or something on there. I wouldn't know, to be honest, Nolan. I don't measure my strats. They're all different, to be honest. They're all different, so I don't have like, no, that's how I like it away from the fretboard. All of my fretboards, all of my radiuses are different and stuff, so everything's very different. But they do, all of them do play nicely. There's no sort of massive high action on any of them. Moolah Babies says, what is the price? The price of what?
The price is right. I don't know. No idea what that is. No idea.
Mendel Rocks, evening all. Just tuned in and missed the name of that hot new limited fuzz. Let me go and get it.
No. Whoa. There you go.
What?
The next person down had answered.
Oh, there we go. It's the Focus Fuzz by the Great Eastern Effects Company. It's not out until Monday. It's not out until Monday. But it's so good.
And they're chatting again, which is all good.
Oh, that's nice, yeah. Matt from Distant Sun says software update including support for all sample rates 44.1, 48, 96, etc. Volume in and out on the plugin GUI. Improved capturing accuracy. I see.
Quad Cortex. What the update did.
You mean the Tonex?
Sorry, Tonex. Sorry, yes, sorry.
Oh, interesting. Volume in and out. What's the volume in and out on the plug? What's
that? I'd assumed it was for Quad Cortex. Sorry.
Software update.
No, update has. Yes, sorry, it is for Tonex. You're right.
Oh, the plugin. Oh no, it's the plugin.
Yes, plugin. Yeah,
it's the plugin. It's not the pedal. Yes. Sorry. Maybe I'm getting confused. Yes. Chemical P says, just paste some sandpaper on your arm, Paul. Instant relic. Yeah, instant relic. I need to relic that. I'm going to look forward to doing that. Dragging it around. Lazar says, read Tonex. Do the captures react with volume? A champ captured more quietly than a 100-watt Marshall, for example. I'm trying to think what Larry means on that. Do you mean?
I think it's is the volume of the amp a part of the capture? Because obviously you don't want, if you capture an amp quietly, you don't want that to be the difference between a loud amp and a quiet amp.
No, well, when you capture, it tries to get your level to a certain level. So it says turn it up a bit, turn it down a bit. So it wants to get, I guess it wants the capture at a set volume. But it's never going to be, it's preamp dependent,
right?
As opposed to no, it's preamp as in like microphone preamp dependent.
Right. Okay.
So for instance, if you've got a 100-watt Marshall,
you'd have your gain on your preamp pretty low.
You just bring the preamp down. You bring your microphone preamp down to capture it.
Okay.
So you're supposed to capture it at within a certain sort of range.
Right. Okay. I'd like to try. I'd like to do it at some point, but we didn't get time last time, did we? We were busy.
No, we'll do that. We'll do like a capture of your amps if you want.
Yeah, great.
Pet says, I wasn't aware that cruise ships were the reason people got the clap. Well,
I couldn't possibly comment.
Greg says, elsewhere, I've just liked the stream to say thanks to the boys for putting this great community together on a Wednesday. Cheers, Greg. So give us a little like. It does really help, actually, and it really does. It has been happening over the last few weeks. We're starting to get more viewers, which is nice.
Yeah, we're constantly in the hundreds, or over 100 now, which is good.
Yeah,
and it doesn't take. I mean, it used to take a week to have 1,000 views. Now, by tomorrow morning, it will have 1,000 views, which is great.
Yeah.
It means we're either doing something right or the algorithm's doing something wrong.
Yes. Braxel says, does anyone know how Tonex works? Their pay in 6-month deal. Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard of that.
Me neither.
I have not heard of that. Maybe it's the software.
Maybe
you get the software and you pay for it in 6 months.
Okay.
RJB says, which Strat artist series have you played or owned? Comments on them like Eric Clapton series, but pricey, of course. Maybe a Jimmy Vaughan. Love your channel. Thanks. Cheers, RJB.
The one. There's two. There's two I want. First one, it's a no-brainer. We all know which Strat I really want.
Yeah.
The Gilmore.
Yes.
It's beautiful. Gary's one, when he came over, it was just like, oh. Yeah. But the other one I'd like, and I've been shopping for one of these for a while, is an Eric Johnson.
Yeah.
I'd love an Eric Johnson. Not the bound one, not the semi, the original kind of 3-color sunburst.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. A beautiful guitar.
Yeah. Really nice. I've had a Eric Clapton. I had an Eric Clapton custom shop actually, but it was spec'd by I'm sure I told this story. It was Peter Green's.
Right.
So it was Peter Green's custom shop Strat, that because Peter Green used to live near me, and there's this little he didn't care about his guitars and stuff. He wasn't like a big collector, hence giving away that Les Paul to Gary Moore. But it was a custom shop Strat that was up at the local music shop near where he used to live, and it was his, and I bought it and had it for a little while. And yes, I've had the Clapton one. What else?
I've never owned one, just to say, but I mean, I really want those two. You can pick up those Eric Johnson ones for $1,000 or so. They do appear in the auctions occasionally.
I'd quite like a Jeff Beck, one of the original ones with the humbuckers.
Yeah. But anything with the words Jeff and Beck in at the moment is going to go whoosh.
Yeah,
much like the words Gary and Moore did a few years ago.
Yeah. Dave Pitt, Paul, have you tried a tube pedal? Oh, excuse me. In front of the katana. If so, any tips? I haven't, to be honest. I know. I think it should be just go for it. Give it a go. I don't think there's any tips on it.
I've tried my RTD 800, the Maxon tube pedal, and it sounds wicked.
Oh, there you go.
But it doesn't sound any more or less wicked than any of the other pre's I've got, other than the fact that that pedal just does sound really good.
Yeah. Yeah. Aaron says Nashville rocks. It sure does. I'd love to go to Nashville, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael says Vietnam.
You weren't there, man.
You weren't there, yeah. Maestro One, how does it feel to be number one on the Tonex Weekly Top 10? Oh, thanks, Maestro. Yeah, it's been there ever since. It's been number one ever since I posted it, to be honest. Which is really nice. I'm thinking I should do something. I should do like a pack, like a Studio Rats pack.
Yeah,
I think makes sense, because if people like the tones that I'm getting from the the captures and stuff, maybe I should do that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's really nice. Thanks, mate. Dave Photo says, evening lads, greetings from Geordieland. That wasn't very good. Was
it wasn't, no. What does someone from Newcastle call their portable music player?
Oh no, this can be awful. Go on.
That's a YA-pod.
Wow, that's quite good. I like that. Boy, what podcast says the number of people I see using a quad cortex on a pedalboard with a ton of other effects shows me that the thing everyone really wanted, it does well, is the amp sims, which Tonex fixes. Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah,
completely agree. Yeah, I think. So, didn't someone say that Kemper were coming out with something?
There's a rumor at NAMM, isn't there?
Is there? You never know. I mean, maybe Kemper have done a similar sort of thing, but they're going to have to compete with the price.
Yeah, and traditionally Kemper is not cheap, nor is Axe Effects. Where to get into that £400 mark, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's really impressive, and considering you get all the software as well.
Yeah.
Hollywood actress says, evening all, evening Hollywood.
Let's get this one in, and then we should do the news.
What says you get to use your pedalboard with the amp captures, which is what people are doing. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
Shall we do the news?
Absolutely. Let's do that. So shall I share?
It's down to you, really, to be honest. Do I get to sing this week?
No, you don't get to sing this week. So I'm just checking something.
Damn it.
I know.
There's actually quite a lot of HBs in the auction. And I'm thinking, is it worth trying to pick one up for like 50 notes? Just to see what they're like.
50 notes. Unbelievable. So London, isn't he? 50 notes. Monkey. Half a monkey.
50 pictures of the Queen.
Okay, first bit. I thought this was quite interesting. I don't know why you'd ever want this. 903 Effects have created a triple metal zone. I don't know why.
I'm hoping the idea is not to have all three on at the same time.
Yeah, maybe it's like a channel thing. Maybe they've done it as like a
3-channel would kind of make sense, but
the metal zone is like a one sort of sound trick pony. I've always found it like that anyway.
Yeah,
but interesting, and I think it looks really cool. I think they've done such a great job with that. I like that. You're right. You're going to love this. See, yeah. When I saw this, I thought, oh no, this has got to be April Fool's, but it's too early. I think
a medieval torture device.
I think that's dangerous. I don't think so. They could be. I mean, I hope they've got their, their eggs in the chickens in the basket, eggs in a basket, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Because that, to me, if someone hurts themselves with that.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember what was the thing that you used to do that with the hand crusher thing?
I can't see you,
But
what was it called? The grip mark. The
grip
grip mark.
master things. Yeah, they were all right, but that there, I don't think that's right.
Well, it's painful.
Yeah, I think that could all go a bit wrong.
No,
yeah,
it doesn't do it for me.
Complete gimmick.
It's like guitarist bondage. No.
Yeah. Jackson Audio released the I think Greg sent this to us last week.
Yeah.
the Mark Lettieri chorus pedal is called the New Wave, and it does lots of different things, like different modulation effects and stuff.
I do like a chorus. I know you're not a huge fan, but I do like a chorus.
Yeah. What's this? Oh yeah, so it's been leaked again. This is I'm just zooming in so you guys can see a bit better. So Marshall have just or are going to be releasing the Drive Master, Shred Master, Blues Breaker, and the Governor.
That seems daft because the Governor and the Drive Master are the same thing. I've heard it on very, very good authority.
Really?
The original Governor came out before the other three pedals, hence the style change, and they're the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
The Governor was the Drive Master was basically a Mark II Governor in all but chassis.
Oh, okay.
They were exactly the same, but the chassis was different.
Interesting.
But if they do bring them out again, that's freaking awesome.
Yes. Well, they will. I mean, they'd be crazy if they didn't. Great idea.
All it's going to do is just depress the second-hand market, which is never a bad thing because those Blues Masters are going for stupid dough.
They are going for stupid dough, and why can I not?
Klon levels of ridiculous dough.
Yeah, stupid. Okay, we talked about this already.
Yep.
Don't get me started with Tone Junkie.
Yes. Well,
so no, I'm going to mention it. I'm going to mention it because I think it's out of order, and I think. Okay, so like when we get to review these sort of things, there's an embargo on a date and a time where we can release them. Yep. And Tone Junkie, on the same day, on the actual release day, he released his, I think, 2 hours early, just to get in ahead of everyone, and that's really bad for for everyone. It's really bad.
You would hope that, I'm trying to. IK Multimedia would then go, do you know what, mate? You did the dirty, therefore you're not getting one next time round. But the truth of the matter is, by doing it early, he probably got a huge viewing.
I'm just going to check on that actually.
It's naughty, but I know why people do it because it means they get ahead of the curve.
Yes, I think yes, they do.
I don't like it. I mean, I say in production expert days, I've been, waiting for a embargo to pass and watching everybody else put their videos out early because someone else has gone live.
Yeah. So I'd just like to say he got 23,000 views.
Yes.
I got 38,000 views. There you go.
Tone Junkie by name and indeed by nature, as it turns out.
Well, yeah, no, I think it's just not cool to do that. You don't, a company says you cannot release it until a certain time. You don't release it before that. Anyway, Fender updates for spring. I don't get these sort of dual color blendy Fender things.
No, that's boring. No, I like the red though. That's lovely. That looks like a
nice.
Candy apple red strap. Great.
Yeah, candy apple red looks really nice. 60s classic.
Yep, lovely.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's a Hank Marvin strap every day of the week.
Yeah. I love this. Look at this.
Oh,
look at this. This is Gibson Custom Shop BB King.
Yeah.
Live at the Regal Argentine Grey ES335.
That's beautiful. I'd like that. I'd like that very, very much. It's about £1 million, isn't it?
Probably. I don't know. I haven't seen the money, but let's have a look. That's so nice, isn't it?
That's lush. I would play that until my socks fell off.
$10,000.
10 grand.
10 medallions. Yeah, absolutely bonkersness. What's next?
It's going to be bought by collectors, and it will never see the light of day again.
Right. This, believe it or not, is not something that's found in James's wife's bedroom cabinet.
Have a
This
go
is-
at me. We're not the missus.
No, I'm only joking. This is so someone's come up with this cable, James.
Right.
A SATA SSD cable.
Right.
And I couldn't resist it because it's $500.
You know how hi-fi nerds will spend £1,000 on a power cable?
Yes, it's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Apparently, it's an SSD cable. So basically, it's a cable that connects your.
It's a SATA cable that looks like someone's.
It's horrible, isn't it? What is that?
It looks like they've pushed it through a tampon. They really do.
Oh, that's horrible. But anyway, it's just like the whole audio file thing is just crazy, isn't it? Anyway,
I mean, and also, what's the point in having a massively improved data cable?
It makes no sense, does it?
Data cables don't suffer with loss like audio cables do.
No, they don't.
Very, very foolish, in my opinion.
I don't know what's something weird's going on in my computer where I can only see me.
With it, lucky you.
No. Oh, there we go. I'm back. I can do it now, right? So, where are we? Scooby Stap says your katana bits have helped me immensely in dialing it in to sound fantastic. I watched a Santana concert last night and just love his tone. Could you help with the vid to set up Santana's? I can't say it. Santana tone.
He's not your favorite guitarist, is it?
No, I don't. I'm really not sure. You like a bit of Santana, don't you? You should do that.
A bit of Santana. I like his fruity sister, Sultana.
That is shocking. That's really bad.
Right. I think the trick to Santana is roll every ounce of bottom end off.
Top end off, you mean?
And bottom end off, and end up with a nasally kind of MIDI kind of.
Yeah. No, I mean, do you know what I mean? I mean, Santana's it's like one of those. It's one of those guitar players that is just iconic. You know, it's him, don't you?
Yeah.
And
there's a few players who are like that.
Yeah.
And some of them we appreciate for their tone, and some we don't. And I'd say I like Santana. I wouldn't say I knew where to start with his tone, but you know, it's a Boogie Mark II, isn't it?
Yes, this is. Yeah, I think he started with a Mark II or a Mark I.
Yeah, and it's just driven to destruction.
Yeah, I think he was using Dumbles at one point, though, wasn't he?
Oh, I don't know. So the last time I saw a Santana live video, it was a basket-fronted Mark II.
Right. Nice.
You know, everyone else has got these huge amps and stuff, and he's got this tiny little wasp in a jar thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Sorry to diss the maestro that is Santana.
Hollywood says, if the Tonex becomes super popular, I hope to see a cheaper HX Stomp and valve amp secondhand. Let's see. I think if you look at some of the comments on the videos on the video we've been having, I think people are, if you're a valve amp guy, you're really against it. There's people that are really like, this will never replace valve amps and all that sort of stuff. And
that's because those people have spent thousands of pounds on valve amps.
What's that called? What do you call it? What's the
called? Confirmation bias.
Confirmation bias. That's it. Yes. So yeah, basically what that means is James explained.
I've spent money on it, therefore it's better than your shit.
Yes, basically yes.
The thing I spent my money on is better than Yow.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean, you know, some people. It's the same with this technology. Some people don't like modern technology, and some people.
But the thing with all of these things, and this is not just Tonex versus valve amps or Fractal versus valve amps versus Kemper versus Quad Cortex. The only time you will do I prefer that one over that one is when you A/B them. And who does that? You don't go to a gig where you're seeing Iron Maiden, say.
Yeah.
Right? Where they've got walls of Marshalls.
Yeah.
But we know, and those in the know that actually they're plugged into a JMP1 off stage.
Yes, and it's all fake. Sure.
And it's all fake. Do I
didn't get that.
Exactly. Do I hate Iron Maiden because of that? No, I love Iron Maiden. I'm going to see them on the next tour because I love Iron Maiden. Would it make a difference to me if they were plugged into real JCM 900s at full tilt? Couldn't give a monkeys. It'll sound amazing.
Yeah.
Because it's Iron Maiden and all that sort of stuff. It only matters to the 1% of people who can do a comparison.
Yes.
And say, you've said to me, you did not like the MX5.
No.
The head rush. But when I used it live, you went, that was a great tone.
Yeah, absolutely. So it sounded great. It sounded really good going through it. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you use as long as you're happy. And that's very philosophical for 2 pints down. But
Shahabar says, FFS, why doesn't Fractal create a neural network type block? It's true. I don't know why they haven't done that. Maybe that's coming out with the XFX Fox. The XFX 4.
XFX Fox would be a great name for it, though.
It's a good. I see, it's good, isn't it? Music Nerd says, I recently purchased a Synergy 50-watt head and some modules after watching your video and absolutely love it. They owe you a commission. Cheers, Music Nerd. Really good amp. It's a really good amp. Really like that amp.
Now, the 50 is the one with 2 slots, but no clean channel, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, whereas I've got the 30, which has got 1 slot, but the clean channel.
That's right.
But the thing I like about most of the modules is they have 2 channels.
Yes. So it could be the 50 is like a 4-channel amp.
Yeah.
Really
a brilliant concept.
And
really well. They sound cracking, don't they?
It's really good, yeah.
I'm not sure. Again, it's quite difficult to A, B, C, D, E, F them because you've obviously got to take the thing out, put the new one in. And half of me goes, yeah, they all start to sound the same, which is why I haven't bought any more.
Yeah, sure.
But, the
I don't think they do sound the same. I don't think they do sound the same. And Music Nerd can test it out because, he's obviously got 2 slots.
But I just think it's a really good concept. If you get the modules that are different enough, it's a really cool concept. Certainly for a studio. And if you've got the two slot 50-watt head, which Music Nerd has, very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, really good. Next one.
I'm on it.
Fractal says you should try Dale Wilson. Him and I went to the same high school growing up. He does excellent work at Fender as a master builder. He sure does. Aaron says, I guess I have to compare the QC to the Tonex. Absolutely. Has someone done that?
Don't know.
I think I might have seen a video or someone. Agan says, broke my leg and sitting in hospital. Oh, no. It's my chance now to take my guitar playing to the next level. Absolutely. I hope your leg recovers soon, mate. Shahar says, literally broke a leg. Awesome. For your podcast says, Agan, I broke my leg in early 2000. Spent a lot of time laid up. Bad break, nasty. And that was a major point of improvement for my playing. Here's a quick recovery. Here's to a quick recovery and great practice. Nice one, 41.
Yep.
Bogeyman says, which artists on both your bucket list to do studio work for?
That's
a good question.
Great question.
Maybe we should come back to that one.
I'm just trying to think of someone who. So I had the most fun I've had in the studio for a long time when you and Ben came over because we played and it was fun. Maybe we should put that video out.
Yeah,
just put it out.
Yeah. Yes.
It's basically it's a jam, isn't it? It's a 5-minute jam. Paul gets his inner rock god on, and it's just great fun. Whack it out. Put it live.
Okay.
And it was the three of us having a bit of a laugh, but you can see in all our faces we're getting back to the reason we first picked up instruments.
Yes, it's been a long time since you just have just have a bit of a jam and stuff, as opposed to sort of doing a
Because
gig.
normally, if you turn up somewhere, there's always, there's a bird in a white dress, or there's a 13-year-old kid who's becoming of age, or
Did you just say bird in a white dress?
Yeah, bride, a wedding.
We're not very PC here, are we?
Not really, no. Don't care. Sue me. Kick us off our own channel. That wasn't about that. It was about fancy coming over and having a laugh, see what happens.
Yeah.
It's great. And that was exactly why. That was why we all started playing. Not necessarily why we play now, but it's why we started playing, and it was good fun. And yeah, it was the first kind of shakedown for the studio. Yeah. As in, does the concept work? And I think certainly to me, I proved it does.
Yeah.
There you go.
We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that question, Bogeyman. I think we'll have a think. Maybe next week we can.
Yeah, bucket list, studio bucket list.
Jim Simmons says, I have an older Boss GT3 that I do not use as much, but the Tonex pedal would be good to put the GT3 send return loop if I decide to get a Tonex. Nice one, yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah. Gary says, good evening, Paul and James. John Cordy's mentioned Paul a couple of times on the show and his vids. Oh, that's nice. Wonder if you ever invite him on as a guest. Yes.
We should.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He's a very good player.
Yeah.
K. Michael P. Argentine, get well soon.
It means
stupid. Yes. Afternoon all from John. Afternoon, John. Thanks, 40 watt, says Agan. John Wallace says, got the Eventide H90 last week. So far.
Nice.
Yeah, really nice. So far, it's an amazing device. Definitely can replace all of my modulation, delay, and reverb pedals. But I'm surprised it's the quality of their drive algorithms really good.
That and a Tonex would be an amazing pairing.
There we go. Because it's two effects at once with the 90, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That's great. I mean, and again, that's cheaper than a Quad Cortex.
A lot cheaper.
Well, no, not a lot cheaper. I think it's about $1,000 the H90, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think it's about 1,000.
Still, I would say you're getting a lot of the best of both worlds in that pairing.
Without a doubt, you're getting way better effects. Because the H90 is Axe effects, quality effects. Pet says, which YouTube video have you watched and go back to the most? We all do have and have done this, I hope.
I like this is going to sound terrible. I love the first 10 minutes of Rick Beato's Sting interview because it's so uncomfortable. Sorry, it's really mean, but it is really funny. Sting definitely kicks into a whole I'm Sting. At the moment. There's definitely some of that in there. I think, other than the fact that I have it on DVD, which does count, I think.
Yeah.
I could watch Pink Floyd live at Earl's Court forever, and every time hear something new. That's a monstrous concert.
Yeah,
and it is on YouTube, and it's amazing.
Is it all on YouTube? Is it? Oh, excellent. Yeah. I'll check that out.
It's amazing.
What have I can't think of any. Probably, do you know what it would be? Which is a bit of a boring one. Would probably be like a song that I was learning for a gig, and you're just constantly repeating it, trying to get like a bit right. I tell you what, something that I really struggle with, which isn't that hard, and I mess it up every single time, is the solo on what's that Queen song? Oh, Crazy Little Song.
You know, there are two guitar solos. There are three guitar solos that most Deps always got wrong on gigs.
Yeah.
Crazy Little Thing Called Love.
Oh, good. It's not just me. Good.
Right. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
All right.
Because it's not naturally under the fingers in the key shape that you're in.
No, you have to shift. You shift up to the 10th fret on that, but yeah.
And Living on a Prayer.
Oh no, I'm all right with them. I'm all right with both.
You're right with that one, but those three were the ones that, because everyone knows the solos.
Yes, yeah.
No getting around that.
No, there's no getting around it. You're dead right. I'm sure there are other ones as well, but probably something like Crazy Little Thing Called Love, going round and round and round and round, just trying to get it exactly as it should be.
Yeah.
Francois, says, "Evening, guys. I hope you're all good. Question: Should delay and reverb levels be set higher in a live band mix? They seem to get lost live compared to rehearsals." Yes, basically, I think you'll get loads of people that will say no, will say bring them back, but no, I completely agree. It's like you think you get your reverb and delay levels right in the studio or at home, and then you go out live and go, "Where's all my reverb and delay?" Just be careful with it, because it can get really washing, can just wash out your sound. So still try and be a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if there is any doubt, stay on the dry side, because you don't want to get lost in washed out reverby nastiness. But you can afford to give it a little bit of beans.
Yeah. Leo says, "I left a couple of messages regarding one of your dotted eighth delays on a Boss Katana Artist or Mark II you demonstrated, but you did not show the setting and how to get it." Yeah, we've talked about this before. We've done videos on this. James and I both did a video because James showed me how to do it.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, I was like, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's all to do with counting. So you have to count. You have to count 3 against 4.
Right, 3. That's it. Yes.
So I mean, it'll never work now. But if I go that, so that's the part. If that's the 4, what you tap into your tap tempo is this one.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, and it works perfectly.
But it is a. I'm not going to say it's a drummer thing, because I've seen other people do it, but it definitely helps that I can do that being a drummer.
Yes, I completely agree. In regards to the couple of messages, Leo, I do try, but I honestly can't reply to every single message.
You've only got 75,000 videos out there now.
Yeah, and it's literally, I wake up and there's hundreds of messages, so I do my best to get through as many as possible or read as many as possible, but it's just impossible. I'd just be doing messages all the time. But in regards to that, I don't quite know. It might be worth phrasing it different and asking if you can ask next week on the show. Maybe me and James can explain it, and we could get a katana out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've worked out a solution now, because the difficulty we have with this system, StreamYard is brilliant for getting guests in and getting all the blurb and stuff up and stuff like that. It's quite difficult to get stuff in from the outside world. However, I bought a little box last week that will mean I can hook the Blackmagic rig into StreamYard.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Using the little before Camlink thing, and I can output from the Blackmagic straight into here. So it might not be next week, purely because the streaming rig is down, because we're using it for cheerleading for the next few weeks. But that's definitely something we're going to start doing, and we'll start to do live streaming band stuff very soon. Yeah.
But yeah, apologies. I would like to answer all the questions. I really would, but it's like literally, I just don't have enough time to do it. But apologies. If I could, I would. Hollywood says, Patrick Eggle, fantastic instruments, but looks like a big violin. Exactly.
Don't care. I've got one. I love it. It's my first proper guitar, and I'm never going to sell it.
No, it's great, and they're brilliant, mate. It's a really fantastic guitar. That really good. Hollywood also says, Silhouette, great guitars too. You're going to use them?
Yeah, I wouldn't be buying those as sellers. You know, the Marshall amps that I've bought, they've clearly had a. We're going to do some videos with them, and I want to pass them on. Whereas those, I'd be buying them to add to the collection.
Yeah. Shahar says, James, I bought the Explorer in natural finish, and it's a beaut. It's also surprisingly well balanced despite its size. Sorry, excuse me.
I've wanted one for years.
He's a wrong one. Vinny says, I had an Explorer style guitar once. It was too big for me to play. It was like playing a coffee table with a neck attached to it. Don't forget your buyer's fee, 26.4% on top of final auction price. God, that's a lot in it.
It is, but some of that is VAT, which I can claim back.
Oh,
it's not all VAT, but it is claimable.
Okay, fantastic. Mr. Cook says, read the auction. Ray Fenwick was a guitarist who played on Butterfly Ball for Roger Glover in the mid-70s and was then in the Ian Gillan band. Is it Gillan or Gillan? Gillan, is it? Yeah. Passed away last April. Oh, how sad.
Oh,
there we go. I'm going to turn my heater on. Hold on. All right. SDR says there's a Rivera going at the auction.
Nice. There certainly is. But what I would say is with amps, buyer beware, because I've been lucky, touch wood, thus far, that I've been quite savvy about what I've bought. The reason, so I like the idea of buying that Roland JC170 because I want a JC120 and a 170 is close enough for the money. But the thing that scares me is X higher. Now, Paul has said an interesting spin on that is that, you know, it will have been maintained. Or will it? It's not like buying one that's been in a rehearsal studio, is it? Because, good God, I mean, if you want a 4x12 that's been worn in, that's definitely the one to buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anywho, but yes, there's some interesting stuff.
Yes, there is. Funky Bass. Did I spot a Matt amp, mini Matt amp, and cab amongst the auction items?
You
Always
did.
Nice.
Parts casters are great ideas. You can end up with
at least one killer guitar from all of that. Yeah.
That's kind of. I was, you know, it is difficult to keep coming up with ideas for content. It really is. I mean, we're lucky that we get stuff given to us, and people say, "Could you do this? Could you do that?" Which is great. But sometimes you just go, "What the hell are we going to do next?" I made quite a conscious decision this week to scrap off a whole load of outdated work to try and catch up, which was never going to happen. So I will be in the field of making Rats videos as of next month, which is good. And next month is not that far away, really.
There we go. Mendel says, great idea to make. No, we've done that one.
Oh, that's another one.
Great idea to make a parts caster and video. You can pick up and match the best woods from the necks and bodies and get the most resonant guitar. There we go. David says, hello all. Did I miss much?
Nah, yes.
Yes, no. Jeff says, Paul, do you need humidity control in the room? No, I do not. It's in England. I don't know where you are, Jeff. I can't remember where you are. We're all right for humidity and for moisture and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah, we don't. It's not horrendous. I mean, I've got my AC does that in the summer, and I've got one of those oil-filled radiators on what I'm going to call defrost keeping mode.
Same as James.
But we don't have the humidity issues that other parts of the world have. Other hotter parts of the world have.
Very true.
And in here, thus far, once I've got it up to temperature, because it is, you know, so the walls are so massive, as in they have a great mass rather than they are physically massive. I haven't struggled with keeping the temperature fairly constant.
Yeah,
which is good,
isn't it? It's really good. What's up, G?
What's up?
Says Diggs. Brent says, evening all, super late. I have to catch up the beginning after the show. No problem, Brent. Rick says, "Hey, chats, Paul, you must have nearly finished that riff video by now." Unfortunately, not. I haven't even started. There's so many things, so many different videos to make and stuff. To be honest, I'm getting quite overwhelmed with all of the content and stuff that I've got to make, and it's just really good. You know, I'm not complaining. It's but the more the more you do it, the more companies get in contact because they want review videos made. And
oh no, the curse of being vaguely successful.
well, no, and that sounds no, and it's amazing, and I'm so thankful for that to happen, and I love it. But like, I had a couple of requests in today for doing stuff, and there's we don't review everything that we get, so sometimes someone sends something through, and we send it back because we don't like it or don't feel like we can do a good job on it. And
Give me fun.
Huh?
Give me fun.
We're not mentioning any names. We don't mention names. Jet Shepherd says, reference to Luna update. I've seen a video on YouTube with the Luna. So with the update, Luna can flip to the DSP version from native when arming a track.
That's always been the case.
Yeah. That's always been the case.
Yeah, that's one of the KSPs of Luna.
Why would you, if you've got the hardware, why would you use non-DSP?
Because you can then offload your DSP load to native, and you'll have more native processing than you will DSP. So if you're using a twin, which has only got a couple of DSPs,
sure,
you want those DSPs when you're tracking using real-time effects.
Yeah.
And your playback effects, you want to be running from your computer natively. That's the whole point. If you have an absolute metric ton of DSP, like you've got a couple of Apollo 16s or something like that, then it doesn't make quite so much sense. But that's always been a thing. That's always been a thing with Luna anyway. You've just got that ability to swap between host and DSP processing, like you now have with Pro Tools HD or HDX. Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
But I'd be interested to know how Luna records with if it records with non-UA interfaces. I can't believe they would do that. I can't think maybe you could play back through anyone else's interface or through your computer's.
Maybe it's a charge thing. Maybe they're going to charge for it.
Maybe.
Who knows? Let's have a look. Next one.
Yeah, next one.
Got a lot to get through. John says, yes, do a studio rat pack. I use your matches capture with my H90 into my iPad for night practice. Amazing sounding. Oh, cheers, John. Pet says, what songs have a weaker chorus melody than the verse that you'd like to revise? Sorry. No, it's great. That's a great question.
Heat of the Moment by Asia.
Really?
The chorus. It's almost like they've recorded the chorus separately because the tempos are completely different.
Oh.
Yeah. And the chorus is really catchy, but the verse is a bit nondescript.
I can't think of any songs at the moment. There are definitely songs you listen to it and you go, that's such a great verse, and you go, that's the chorus?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. I think that's the other way around. I've gone stronger chorus and weaker verse.
Oh yeah, that way. But that should be the way though, shouldn't it?
Chorus and stronger chorus and stronger verse, weak chorus. That's another hard one.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that.
Yeah.
Good question though. Hollywood says, what's the best single coil bridge pickup that gives that humbucker compression under distortion, but the single coil articulation? Every single coil bridge I've tried is always shrill and bright.
I hate to say it, but they're called P90s.
Yeah, P90s. Yeah, definitely more mid-range than P90. Telecaster as well. So if you've got a Strat, if you haven't got a Telecaster bridge pickup is just magical. I think I love them. David says the Tone X pedal is $399 with all the software. Seems cheap to lose. It's such a great price.
Yeah,
absolutely. Brilliant. 40 Watt says, I want one of those bad. Love the BB King Sunburst. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Very.
It's so nice, that. Ray Angel says, Dan Electro Daddio is a clone of Marshall Governor selling on Reverb for about $50. Oh, look at that.
Interesting.
Oh, how do you... Cluthian?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Dream says, if I had no ethics, I'd be making $20 junk to send to to sell to audiophiles for $1,000. Well, that's basically what people are doing. It's crazy what they believe.
I'll tell you how honest I am.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how absolutely honest and a lovely person I am. Tonight, a lady came and knocked at the door, and she passed me a hot bag full of Chinese food.
Nice.
And I went,
what's that got to do with audio files?
No, but this is how honest I am.
Okay.
She said, I got the bottle of Coke here for you. I said, I'm really sorry, love, but I didn't order any Chinese food. She went, what address have you got? She said, oh, Newton Grove. I said, Newton Grove is just down there on the left. She went, you could have had free Chinese then. I went, but I believe in karma too much.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. Stephen says, Paul, at Paul, no wonder you've had more videos than the Junkie. Your matches and bad captures seem to be very, very well received. Oh, thanks, mate. Well, he does. I like his video. I think he's done really well with his channel. I just think that was a bit low to do that. But anyway. 40 Watt says, I went through a Satana. I keep saying Satana. Santana. Yeah. Went through a satanic period. Went through a Santana period where I wanted to sound exactly like him. Tone, phrasing. I grew out of that, thankfully.
The thing I like about his phrasing is there was a thing I learned to do that, and he does it a lot, and I can do that. And I kind of used it a few too many times on solos, and I was like, yeah, I'm now starting to sound like Santana.
Yeah, he's the opposite of Guitar George, isn't he, Santana?
Yeah, he knows none of the chords.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were going to get that, and you did.
Yeah, I totally did.
Very good.
Guitar George, what? Harrison?
No. Yes, just in case anyone, it's a Dire Straits reference.
Yes,
get it. Where are we? Pet says, I learned Neon main riff on acoustic while waiting for you guys tonight. Quite a tricky one to get down. Cool sound there. Oh, that's awesome, mate. That's such a great riff. How great is John? John Maz, such a great player. SDR says, also reconfirmation bias. There's a thing called sunken cost fallacy. That's a good name for it as well.
I'm not enough of a psychologist. In fact, I'm not a psychologist, but there, whole studies have been done on this stuff, where it's not just something where people go, oh, I've consciously bought this thing, therefore I think it's better. They'll get into full on fisticuff Barneys about it because they believe that, or they don't want to think that they've wasted their money, especially if you add a slightly financially frustrated spouse into the mix, who's going to give you a hard time for spending your hard-earned shekels or her hard-earned shekels on the latest and greatest amp or whatever. Yeah. It makes it's another level. That there's something there. I think it's like sort of second cousin twice removed, sunken cost fallacy, something. Yeah, something like that. It amps up again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's you wouldn't believe some of the comments you get. Like when I did that video, when James and I did that video on comparing the Boss Katana artist to a couple of valve amps, people were just like, they're unbelievable. It's just an opinion. Don't get so stressed out about it.
But they've paid money for their Marshall or their
I paid money for my match list.
But you're a realist.
I don't care. I don't care if something sounds better than it. Aristotle says the trick to play like Satana is to play long notes and not to use a vibrato. There we go. Dave says the Tonex pedal is. Yes, we've done that one.
Yeah.
Done that one. John says tube amps, Tonex, Quad Cortex, and etc. can all be sold to consumers at the same time. Just because you have one of them doesn't mean you can't buy another. So your guitar collection is true.
Yeah,
it's true. Jim says if you have a guitar floorboard processor with a return send loop like an older Bosch GT3 or GT6, for example, the tone pedal will be a good choice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Defo.
That's a good point, actually. I never thought of doing it the opposite way round. If you get something like a Bosch GT1000 and because you can then put the anywhere in the chain.
Yeah, in the anywhere in the chain, yeah.
Never thought of it like that. That's such a great idea. Okay. That might be a video.
Nice.
Paul Robinson. Thinking of getting a Tonex. I have a stereo effects following. Could you recommend a way to add stereo headphone amp pedal on the board? That's the only reason that I can't. That's the only thing that I see could be a problem. Because if you've got an effects loop that's built into something like the Tonex, then obviously your headphone jack would be at the output stage.
Yes.
You can hear that with the effects. It's a really good question. Have you already got the effects? Have you already got all of the effects, Paul? Because if you've got something like we've just discussed, something like a Bosch GT1000 or Axe Effects or whatever, you could then place the Tonex pedal anywhere in the chain that you wanted. You could just move it around. In terms of James, can you think of a way of? I mean, a mixer. You could get a mixer.
You could do it with a dedicated mixer, but that's another thing to. It's another thing to worry about.
Yeah, you don't.
The thing I like about the moment about your rig is that the Axe FX 3 does so much routing stuff for you. It does so much cleverness, like gives you your more me headphone mix if you want it.
Yeah.
I just have to send you a good mix of everything else, and you send yourself to your own headphones.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Now that's quite clever in my world.
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing I do for people when I use the little Focusrite Red boxes.
Yeah.
I control everyone's headphone mix from Pro Tools.
Right.
If I have a bigger session, I actually give everyone their own iPad and we run it from the Mackie DL32R.
Right. Okay.
And I split all the signals at the beginning. One goes off to Pro Tools and one goes off to the Mackie. Right. Or I actually do it in Dante. It's just easier.
Nice. Atari Wolf says, "Hey James, do you have to pay a surcharge on top of your auction bid should you win? And if so, is there a VAT charge on top as well?"
It's 26.4%, and VAT is included in that.
Awesome.
So I always work on it's a quarter as much again.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. Sometimes, and this is really worth noting, like with the Gary Moore auction, because the Gary Moore estate was VAT registered, you also had to pay VAT on top of that. So it made it look you were paying 50% more.
Oh, wow.
It was a lot.
Okay.
So anyone who was looking at Gary Moore's JCM 800 and 900 was paying a lot of money for them.
Oh, yeah. 40 Watt says Tonex and HX effects. You can even put the Tonex in the loop of the HX effects. So you can put there we go. So sorry, a 40 Watt was just he'd already said what we were.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate. Yes. Yeah. Excellent idea. Ned says, people don't forget to like this live stream. Cheers, Ned.
Thank you.
There's 4 likes.
Yeah.
Ned says, reverb and delay live. Could it work to push the mix up but keep the decay low on the reverb? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Depending on the delay type, analog stays more out of the way than digital, I think. Yes. I mean, it's only because the EQ curve on an analog delay is rolled off. So you've got less top, upper and lower frequencies. But yes. Yeah, absolutely.
They don't like it up them.
They don't like it up them. Michael MC, have either of you tried the Yamaha Revstar models, current version? I haven't actually. Haven't tried any of the Revstars. I do quite fancy them. I think they look great.
Yeah.
Maestro One, come on, James. Your favourite video must be Gary Moore one night in Dublin.
Oh, it's good. I was more of a fan of the Gary Moore Blues Alive era. Because I mean, he's on the record as saying the mix that you hear on the album is what came off the stage. There's no overdubs. There's no tweaks. That was how good that band was.
Excellent. Mark's gas station. Hello all. Hello Mark. Pet says, talking to a local friend Luther about Eggle today. Both said great sound, but aesthetics. Jury's out. I like the new stuff. It just doesn't. It doesn't really have a secondhand resale value.
Very tiny. The bodies on like the Berlins and the LAs are very tiny.
Yeah, well small. Gary says, I've been using Logic Pro, but noticed a few of your videos reference Luna. Do you think it's a door to consider over the others? I assume you don't need UA products to use it. Well, you did, and we've just been told in today's show that someone put a comment that we don't anymore. I think it was Shep.
I'm curious to check it out, I have to admit.
Yeah. No, I mean, they all do the same thing. Luna's a little bit different because it uses some sort of special processing in it, which does
it does, but it might not if there's a native option. Yeah,
that is true. That is true. Nectaria says, hey guys, been trying to talk myself into modeling quad cortex lately, but especially for clean or mildly overdriven lead sounds, I think the tube amps sound are superior. Any thoughts? I mean, yeah, there's no doubt that, you know, standing on a stage and having a tube amp behind you, and it's a bit of a cliche, but the audience don't give a monkeys, mate. So it's a very slight difference, I would say. And providing your monitoring's good, it shouldn't make any difference. I mean, nowadays, because most stages now are definitely at least reduced volume, if not silent stages, and everyone's using in-ears, it really makes no difference.
True. Yeah, true.
Good show, lads. Beers have been good. Bad Z's. Cheers, Pat. Paul Robinson. I have a specular tempest. I don't know that.
I don't know.
I need to check that out.
It sounds like a condition.
Nectaris, in order to create ambient sounds, would you prefer a reverb or delay pedal? Reverb.
Hang on, I'm just
I would prefer a reverb. Unless it's like, yeah, no, I would prefer a reverb even over sort of multi-taps and stuff. Jim Spire, Tonex in the loop of a stomp gives you an Axe Effects Kemper killer. Yeah. Pet says, when writing a vocal melody, say a fourth, would you also sound that in the chord or let the vocalist sing it as a singer? Guitarist, I'm torn and don't want to step on anyone's toes. It depends if the third's in the chord, I would say.
Yeah.
Because the third's in the chord, that semitone clash might work and might not work. Depends on the melody and how quick it all is.
It's very specific to the genre and the melody and chord progression in question.
Yeah, and sometimes those little slightly clashing harmonies can be fantastic.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis, hello from Australia. Hello, Jordan. Danny T, Paul, how come I've never seen you play a Gibson SG? Only because I haven't got one.
I doesn't own one.
What's that?
Doesn't own one.
Yeah, I don't own one. I have owned I had a 62 SG with P90s.
Oh, lovely.
What an idiot. It's a really good guitar, that was. Celebrate Death. The Katana Mark II 100 is the first solid state I've ever purchased. I've been using Mesa Boogie my whole life. Katana sounds great. Excellent. Glad you're getting something out of it. I think they're great. Martin Power Music. Will you be doing a video of the Tonex along with the GX100? Yeah, possibly.
Nice.
Possibly.
Good idea.
Yeah. Shep, thanks. All great stream. Cheers, Shep.
We made it. Hooray. For another week. it looks like I'm able to log into Luna
Really?
without any UA hardware attached.
Really?
I've got to go through quite a mission of pressing quit on a certain plugin brand that really annoys me when I load up a new DAW.
Yeah.
Let's just quit that. Let's see what it does. I'm really curious before we sign off whether this is going to work. Come on.
I don't think it's going to work. I think you got to do the update. How old's Luna?
Oh, I did it this week because
okay.
this is an M1. That's why I did it.
Ah, I see.
That's why I think if it's going to work, it's going to work. I might be reporting back on this next week because I'm going to be here a while. I think clicking no, quit, thank you, that's fine. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It's been an absolute blast, as always. Keep your questions, love and support, and all those sort of things coming in, because Paul's moving house soon, and quite frankly, he could do with the added funds.
I'm so good. Yes, I so could. You won't believe the amount of work I've got to do.
It's scary, isn't it?
Yes.
So we will see you next Wednesday when I'm back from sunny Birmingham and the guitar show. If you are coming, do please come and say hello. I'll be on the ADG booth with a gazillion pedals, and I do mean about a gazillion. It's quite scary.
Yes, that is true. If anyone is going to the Birmingham Guitar Show, go and see James because he gets lonely.
Pull faces, quite frankly.
And what?
Pull faces and hurl abuse.
Yes, absolutely.
We will see you next week for more of the same. So keep your questions and that sort of stuff coming in. But for now, my name's James Ivy.
I'm Paul Drew.
And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.
Cheers, guys.